Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is AVirk. I'm a pro player from Canada, and I've won in multiple online tournaments. And my first offline was at WePlay, where I placed 5th place. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to DashFight for more character guides, and check out their website for all things FGC. Stick around until the end of the video to see which character guide is coming next. Okay, so to start off the spawn guide with some very general and basic information that you need. This is in terms of his best buttons, best anti-air buttons, and best neutral buttons. So let's start off with standing 1. Standing 1 is 7 frames and it's his fastest punish. The only downside to this button is that it does not have the best range. Then there's his back 1. His back 1 is a 13 frame mid that goes extremely far, and it's a very, very good button to use. We'll get into the strings and the more advanced stuff later on. Then there's his down 1. His down 1, in my opinion, is one of the best down 1s in the entire game. It's 7 frames and it goes extremely far. There's also very good mind games off it because he has very good movement. So there's like backdash mind games, but we'll get more into that later. The 4-2. 4-2 is another mid button, and it's his best advancing mid button. Then there's standing 3. Standing 3 is his best button in his entire kit by far. Like hands down, this button in this string is like extremely good. It's also his best anti-air, and I'll show why that's so good later on. Then there's his down 4. His down 4 is okay. It goes pretty far. Not the best down 4, but you know, it's not bad. Then there's his sweep. Again, I think it's one of the best, if not the best sweeps in the entire game, and it also hits twice, and it goes very, very far. Then there's his down 3. His down 3 is also very good. It goes far. In most situations, you're just gonna down 1, but you can also use down 3. It's 8 frames. It's slower than down 1, but it's decent. Now let's get into his anti-airs. So standing 1, it's inconsistent, and I would not recommend using this to anti-air. That's because it whiffs, and also you don't get very good damage or combos off of it. So either try to flawless block, or what I would do, or what I do when I do play this character, is I do standing 3 into this. I think that's his best option for someone who's jumping in on you, and it's his best anti-air. So that's just like the most basic information that you need. We'll get into the more advanced stuff, his strings and mind games and everything like that, like later on in the video. But yeah, that's everything for the basic information. Alright, let's move on to the more advanced part of the guide now, and we're going to start off with Spawn's best variation. So I think you need this move right here, Charging House Spawn, because that is where you're going to get most of your damage output from. Off of any hit confirm, you're going to hit confirm into Charging House Spawn and get really good damage. So I think that move is an absolute must. And then I would use Soul Forfeit to complement that move. That's because of Throw KB. Usually this only works when Spawn is his back is towards the corner, but you can get this from anywhere on the screen, and that's what makes it so good. So that's the variation I would use, and I highly recommend that you stick with this one. If you do want to change something out, change Soul Forfeit out, but for sure use this. Like don't not use that move. I think that move is way too good for you not to use it, but you can interchange like Soul Forfeit if you don't like that move. But yeah, that's what I would use in this variation. And if you guys see like off a throw from mid screen, here's why I would use this variation. It's just because there's like situations like this where you get a throw mid screen. So off a throw, I'm getting like almost 56%. So that's why I would use this variation. I think Soul Forfeit is really, really good, especially when you're in like a final round type situation. You hit one throw and you're just either gonna have an insane life lead or you can make an insane comeback. So yeah, that's the best variation with Spawn. Alright, so let's talk about Spawn's game plan. Spawn is trying to get the opponent to come to you, and you're kind of trying to like zone them out. Because the buttons you have with Spawn, they go extremely far, so he's kind of like controlling the space. So you can keep throwing this out, you can stagger it, and then once you're conditioned not to get hit by that, then you can start, because he has such a good wave dash, you could like dash and throw. And also, once you get them into the corner, this is where the character really excels, because his corner pressure is like insane, because standing 3, 4 into projectile, you're just like constantly keeping them in the corner. You can punish all of their wake up options with standing 3, 4, their rolls, once they get like impatient, they're gonna start trying to jump out of the corner, and that's when you do like standing 3 to this. But yeah, that's kind of what the character's trying to do. You can also delay the amplifying the projectile, so it's kind of they're kind of guessing when they can move in. So yeah, that's kind of what the character's trying to do. You're kind of just like forcing them to play your game. Alright, now let's move on to Spawn's best string. So I have them posted on the screen. I'll get into the 1-1 and 1-1 back 2 mind games later on. But we'll start off with this one right here. So back 1-2 is what you want to use when you know they're going to get hit or punished. You don't want to throw this out just in neutral because it's unsafe on block and you're going to get punished. So we'll talk about how you can use that string like with 1-1. Next there's 4-2-1. 4-2-1 is an advancing mid string. You can hit confirm into charging house spawn. It's super good. It's safe on block, so you can just kind of throw it out. And then there's forward 2-3, which is similar. It does more damage, but it's unsafe on block, so you're only going to want to do that when they get hit, or you're going to cancel into this to make it safe. And then there's standing 3-4, which is his best string. One of the best strings in the entire game, honestly. And that's because of how good it controls space and also how good it is in the corner. So I have Robocop in the corner here, and I'm going to show why the string is so good. They can't really get out of the corner when you're being aggressive with the string because you can do like the whole thing. You could amplify it or just stagger it, and they can't really go anywhere from here because if they jump, you're easily going to anti them with standing 3. And it also punishes like every single wake up option. So if I knock him down, I have wake up set to random. So if any wake up he does, he's going to get punished. Let's see if there's another roll. Yeah, up 2, up 3. Here, let's set it to roll, because that's one I do want to. A lot of the time they're gonna try to forward roll out, so it punishes that easily too. So that string is super good. Not only is it good for mid screen, but in the corner is where it's like super good. So I'd highly recommend you use this string as much as you possibly can. It's his best string, and it really makes Spawn as strong as he is. And then there's forward 4-1-3. This is kind of like you kind of have to dial the string in. It's like forward 4 and then quickly press 1-3. I think this string is really good for shimmying, like when you walk up and then you do that, and then you can hit confirm into this. But yeah, that's kind of it for the basic strings, and then I'll get into like the mind games now. So I'll set Robocop to reversal down 1. The reason why I've set to reversal down 1 is because of this string right here. That is +7 on block, and it also has a KB. So a lot of the time, the opponent is going to try to poke out, and that's when you can start doing stuff like this. So 1-1, and then grab, because you're going to get throw counter because you're at advantage, or the link's kind of tight, so you can just do 1-1, down 1, and you're going to hit them every single time because you're plus on block. And then from there, you can either strike or throw, take your turn back. But now let's move on to the back 1-2 mind game I was talking about earlier. That's when you can do stuff like this. You see they poked, so you can kind of hit confirm it. So if they don't poke, you kind of just like do this, and then you see that they didn't poke, so you don't have to commit. But if they down 1 or they press a button after, you can get really good damage. So that's how I would use that string. And then once you have them conditioned, you can do this, and they're gonna start respecting that. Like trust me, once they start getting hit by stuff like this over and over again, that's when you can start like enforcing more pressure with this string right here. So yeah, that's how I'd use these strings, and his strings are honestly really good, especially standing 3-4. Yeah, that's how I'd use the strings. All right, let's get into the B&B's for Spawn now. Off of any hit confirm, you're gonna confirm into this, amplify it, and then do 2-4, and with that. If you want to spend 2 bars, you do charging house spawn twice. So I'll show all the B&B's now. And then we'll move on to his throw crushing blow combo. This is the 1 bar. 2 bars Link is kind of tight. Just the same thing. So that's 60% off a grab. But yeah, that's all the B&Bs off of any hit confirm. You're gonna either cancel into this for 1 bar, for 2 bars. You're gonna do this another time. So again, down 2. But yeah, that's all his B&Bs. His spawn strengths are, first of all, his damage output is insane. If you hit the opponent, you're going to be doing 40 plus damage. And if you hit a throw crushing blow, you're doing like 50, 60% damage. So that's probably one of his biggest strengths, is how much damage you're going to be doing every single time you hit the opponent. Also, his movement is actually ridiculous. Like my wave dashing isn't even that good, but it's like he literally like, glides across the screen. And then his buttons are insane. Like how you're controlling like neutral and the space like around here with standing 3-4 is really good. His corner pressure is, I think, where he excels the most. That's one of his biggest strengths. And I'd say his biggest weakness is up close. He's not the best. Like the range on 1-1 isn't the best. Whenever you have to deal with the opponent's pressure, you either have to backdash out or you have to take your turn back with down 1 or like a down 3 or a poke. So I think that's like his biggest weakness. Like up close, he's not the best character, but from anywhere else on the screen, like from here, even like mid screen, full screen, or when the opponent's in the corner, that's where he like really excels. So that's like his strengths and weaknesses. Alright everyone, that's gonna wrap up the spawn guide. I really hope the guide was helpful for you guys and you guys enjoyed the video. You can also check out all the things shown in this video in the text version via the link in the description. If you liked this video, please leave a like or comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to DashFight, and thanks so much for watching. My next character guide will be